Today we've got a beautiful story to read called Where Will I Live? And then we're going to spend a little time taking a look at the globe and learning a few things that are happening on the globe here. So let's start off with our story. Where Will I Live is by Rosemary McCarney. And this story, Where Will I Live, is published by Second Story Press. Sometimes scary things happen to good people. Looks like they're carrying a lot of things that they own there. When soldiers fight, danger comes. I'm very lucky in the part of the world where I live, we don't have that kind of danger happening. But it does happen in parts of the world. It has happened here before. Families must pack their things and search for a safe place to live. They ride. Oh my goodness, are they in the back of a wagon maybe? Or the back of a truck? Hard to tell. They're riding in something. Or they walk. Or they run hoping to find a peaceful place. But where will I live? Will it be down this road? Or beyond this hill? Now, let's see. Where will it live? Will it be past this fence? Or across this sea? Will I live under a carpet? Or beneath some stairs? In a tent? Or in a whole city of tents? Where will I live? Where it will be hot and dry? Or cool and wintry? Will I find one special buddy? Or lots of friends where I live? Will I be able to sleep in the same place every night? Oh. Or will my new bed be just for me? Or will I have to share it? We do what we have to do, don't we? So many questions, so many hopes after such a long journey and such a long wait. These pages just don't want to turn today. I hope someone smiles and says, "Welcome home." I hope that someone is you. Yeah, friends, you may know somebody who moved to your town and they came from another country, or maybe someone in your family, maybe even you moved from a different country. It's a big move for a family to make, isn't it? Like, there's so much to consider of what can they bring, how far do they have to travel, where's a safe place to go. Do you know, in the photographs in this book, they were showing which countries all the different photographs were from. So let's take a peek. The first one was from Croatia. This was Hungary. This is Rwanda. And this is Lebanon. This one is a country called Iraq. And here's a country called Hungary again. Here's Hungary again, and Jordan. Yeah, I guess this photographer liked to visit Hungary. Here's a country called Slovenia, and here's a country called Greece. Let's see. Here's a country called South Sudan, and here's a country called Lebanon. Here's a country called Greece again, and here's Jordan again. There's a country called Kenya, and over here we have Lebanon. And there's Cameroon, and back to Jordan. Now, where do you think they came after this? Well, that one was in Hungary, and this is Lebanon. And I wonder where they're going to end up living in the very end. There's Jordan, and this took place in the country Myanmar. Let's see. Does it say? This is Niger. So those are photographs by different photographers who have worked for the United Nations all over the world. The United Nations works together to try and give people a safe place to live if it's not safe where they live. And it helps people to have somewhere to live if something terrible has happened to their homes. Like I said at the beginning, we're very lucky where we live because we don't really worry about our safety that way. But in some parts of the world, they do. So what if you did have to leave where you lived? What would you decide to do? Where would you go? Well, let's take a look at the globe and think about what some choices could be. Now, I bet you live in North America. Let's see, can you find North America? There it is. There's North America. North America. Yeah. And this is the country Canada. There's the United States. And, there's Mexico. Now, you see this line going around? That's the equator, and the equator, of course, goes all the way around the Earth, doesn't it? It's just a line on a globe. And do you know what the equator is? Well, think of how it starts. It starts with the same sounds as the word equal. Yeah, because the top part of the world and the bottom part of the world there, this is the halfway point. So it's equal distance here and here. So that's the equator. And the equator takes all the way around the center part of our globe, and it marks sort of the seasons are different on either side of the equator as you get away from it. Yeah. So anyway, there's South America. So that's another continent. And South America has quite a few countries. I'll just name a couple of the bigger ones. You might have heard of Brazil or maybe Peru. I think some of you know about Colombia, Venezuela. Yeah. And also the Amazon forest is here in Brazil, and it goes on into South America. So now once you leave North America and South America, if you're going this way, you'll go across the Atlantic Ocean. So north of the equator, it's called the North Atlantic, and then south of the equator, it's called the South Atlantic. That's the Atlantic Ocean. What's on the other side? There's Africa. Look at every color here represents a different color, represents a different country. Kenya was mentioned in the book, and there's Kenya in Africa. Some of you know the movie about Madagascar, which is an island country off of Africa, isn't it? So Africa has many, many countries within it. Europe is another part of the world that's a continent. Yeah, there's a series of mountains here that are the difference between Europe, and the next one over here is Asia. Lots of little countries here. Greece was mentioned in the book, and Greece is there, yeah. Some of you know my own family here is from Ireland, up here. Let's see. Now Asia over here, Asia, all of this counts as being part of Asia. And here we have some countries like, was mentioned in the book, was Iraq. There's Turkey as well. And let's see, we've got all kinds of countries along here. And then a whole bunch of little ones here. There's Sri Lanka. Some of my friends are from Sri Lanka. Here we have China. See how that's all one color? That's because that's a very large country, isn't it? And up here, another large country is Russia, excuse me, in Asia. And there's Japan. Now, just down here, this is the only continent that counts as a one whole country. There's Australia. Down here, there is some land under here at the South Pole, so that's called Antarctica. So I think we've listed all 7 of our continents, and now just another ocean here. We have the Indian Ocean, and that's because India is there. And then we have the North Pacific and the South Pacific. Look how large this ocean is. Oh boy, look, you can just look at that. It's all ocean on that side pretty much. Just some islands down here. Yeah, so there you go, friends. Now, of course, we've got our North Pole up here, but our North Pole is covered in ice and snow, isn't it? There's no land underneath the North Pole. Just the South Pole does, though, have Antarctica. So that's your continents and your oceans and the equator. And I wanted to mention all those to you and have you think about if you were going to go somewhere else in the world to live, I wonder where you would go. Which continent would you want to go to, do you think? Would you just pick randomly, or would you go somewhere where maybe you heard that someone else is from that you know of? Maybe someone in your family, or maybe someone that you've seen on a video or on a movie or something. I don't know what you would pick. There's so many places in the world to go. Would you want to go somewhere that's very, very hot? Or would you want to go somewhere that's very rainy and cool? Lots of snow? So many choices. Yeah, so give it a really big think. And where would you go if you had to live somewhere else? Those are some big questions to think about. All right. Thanks, everybody. It was great to see you. Take care now. Bye.